This one, how about you and me dive into the unsolved mystery of the Kentucky meat shower? What if cloudy with a chance of meatballs was true, but on the real, summer showers and other meteorological events, they can be fascinating to watch, don't you think? Sometimes the sky will surprise us with a rainbow, or sometimes it'll surprise us with something else entirely. Like in August of 1994, when Oakville, Washington received a sudden downpour containing clear jelly-like globs of goo, blobs pretty much, and afterward, the townsfolk bizarrely developed illnesses and animals began dying. Theories about this gelatinous substance ranged anywhere from jellyfish that the military were experimenting on to an undiscovered new species to waste being dumped from an airplane above. But of course, this wasn't the first time that weird-ish was documented as having rained from the sky. Back on March 3rd of 1876, Kentucky experienced what some people would call a barbecuer's wet dream, but it was aptly named the Kentucky meat shower. The Louisville Courier-Journal reported that Mrs. Crouch, the wife of a local farmer, witnessed chunks of meat dropping out of the clear blue sky. She said, "Between 11 and 12 o'clock, I was in my yard not more than 40 steps from the house. There was a light wind coming from the west, but the sky was clear and the sun was shining brightly, without any prelude or warning of any kind, and exactly under these circumstances, the shower commenced." And not just any shower, but a shower of fresh raw meat, and some of these lumps that were as light as snowflakes and others were as long as 3 inches, and this lasted for several minutes. Can you say meat to your shower? In the end, an area about 100 yards long and 50 yards wide had been left covered in chunks of meat, and of course, some believe that the meat shower had either been a miracle or a grisly warning. You know, this was 1876 after all. The local consensus seemed to be that because of the color and the smell that the meat was beef. However, a local hunter disagreed, saying that because of the greasy feel, it resembled that of a bear. With all things, of course, there were a few brave souls who wanted to try it, probably boys, and they decided that it tasted like venison or mutton. Eventually, though, samples were sent to chemists and universities around the country, but not one could pinpoint exactly what it was. I know you want to know what the leading theory is. Are you ready? It's vulture vomit. It's believed that the chunks of meat were caused by gastric ejecta from overhead vultures. Basically, vultures were flying overhead and released their partially digested food, which was then simply blown over the area, creating the meat rain. So, who's hungry?